early morning live video. May try to fit at least one more. Might go for 3 live videos. Might do um, media reaction video to Hurd and Laura, and then come back with a live video later on. What's going on? It's the Boxing Clinic and more. We in the building. We up early trying to get ourselves together, and it's a hot day for boxing. Definitely a hot day. Been some hot days for UFC as well. But let's get into it. You see, I seen an interview that said Errol Spence said he believed Lomachenko was hyped up. He kind of held back. He gave him the edge over Linares. Apparently, he sparred Linares way back when. He said about 6 years ago. Um, you know, he said they helping Lomachenko up, and that's not really the premise of the video. We'll talk about it in a minute. And got into like a little thread, and the boxing group got to talking about it. And everybody saying Lomachenko elite, he elite. So I played the other side of it and how I look at it. I mean, like, what's going on? Mr. King, Drive. Like I said, I played the other side of it, man. I said, this is my standards. To be elite, you have to beat an elite fighter, right? I don't believe Lomachenko has unified yet in a division. I think the best fighter, the most talented fighter that he beat was Gary Russell. By far, I think Gary Russell is like one of the top 10 talented fighters in boxing. He's not active, so it kind of drops it off. But that was a beautiful performance by Lomachenko. That's the closest of elite talent he has fought. Remember, Gary Russell had fought nothing but bums, according to everybody going into that fight. But they still believe he was a better caliber fighter than Lomachenko. But you look at it, he didn't unify 126. I don't believe he unified 130. He looks to be on track to unify 135. Once he beat Linares, he get the WBA belt. Then he go back to Ray Beltran and get the WBO belt. So then he will finally unify. I don't consider Linares an elite level boxer. He has some elite qualities like speed and stuff like that, but he's not an elite boxer. I mean, most fights he stepped up in, he lost. He got knocked out 3 or 4 times already. Rebuilt his career fighting UK guys, Anthony Corella, Luke Campbell, came back and fight Gusta. He's a solid fighter, but I don't look at him as elite. And for Lomachenko, the elite fight for him, what's going on, Quan? The elite fight for Lomachenko is Mikey Garcia, down there 35 or 40 in my opinion. Most people say, oh, he's elite. Yeah, he's elite, but how are you elite? You haven't beat anybody elite. His resume is good. Don't get me wrong. It's really, really good. Nicholas Walters, I don't like he ever coming back. Regan Dial, say what you want to say about that. Lost to Salido, came back and beat Rocky Martinez, came back beat Gary Russell. He got a solid resume. He really do, but he enjoyed a very, very nice size advantage at 126 and 130. They say the real test for guys, in the lower weight classes, moving up and kicking ass and taking names. And now he's moving up to 35. I believe he kick ass and take names. 35 been weak for so long. It's been a really, really weak division for a long time. I don't remember the last time 35 was on fire. That's how far back you got to think. I mean, shit. Brandon Rios was in the division. It was Richard Abreu, Miguel Vasquez, but it wasn't no high fights at 135. 35 have been a dead zone for quite some time, in my opinion. But 140, if Lomachenko move up to there, he fight Pacquiao at 140. And then if you want to stay there and fight Mikey Garcia, Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor if he comes up, Relic, Lipinets, Maurice Hooker, and Terry Flanagan winner, that'll be a good thing on his resume. But for him, he got to continue to move up and whoop asses. He just happened to be at 26 at the wrong time. Well, he wasn't at 26 in the wrong time. It's the fact at 26, nobody was fighting each other. Shit. He beat Gary Russell. Leo Santa Cruz wasn't trying to catch no smoke. At the time, Oscar Valdez was still coming up. Lee Selby, Kyle Frampton, Quigg, they didn't want no smoke. Abner Morris didn't want no smoke. He had a division full of names, but at the end of the day, the names in that division don't fight each other. I already did the video on the fights tonight. I did this live stream yesterday, and I did prediction videos all through the week. Monday, prediction video, and the final thoughts was yesterday on Laura's Hurd. I already did all that. That was yesterday. But like I said, Lomachenko, what make an elite fighter? Most people say, eye test. Eye test, it does account for some things, seeing The speed, the power. And another thing about it, man, can they take it on the chops? You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things a lot of people forget in evaluating talent and talented boxers, man. A lot of people forget that. Dude might look flawless. You know what I'm saying? He might look good. As soon as he get hit by a good puncher, he fold. I be wanting to see guys can take it on the chin. That'd be my old. That'd be one of my last things I check off the box. Before I get to the elite level competition, can he take it on the chin? And we've had guys who got hit on the chin that they couldn't take it. They can dish it out, but they can't take it legitimately. And when you get to a certain level, you know what it is. Spence is the best. Everybody is avoiding him. Spence is good. He get a shot. Boxing history tells us over and over again, Spence will get a shot. Yeah, Lomachenko was a little bit old. He had some pro fights with Rasheed Warren in that boxing series shit. Now, what is that, in Puerto Rico? They had it. It was pro boxing, but they had different rules from real pro boxing, so they wins didn't translate. But when you evaluating talent, you gotta look at the eye test, the skills, speed, whatever you look for. You like head movement, you like pressure, left hook, right jab, good footwork, any defense. Some guys don't have defense. Some guys don't need defense. Sometimes their offense is their best defense. You know what I'm saying? Then you can go, can they take it on the chin? Then you can go level of competition. Level of competition, no matter you have to be elite, but at a certain time you got to continue to move up the level of competition until you can't move up no more in the comp. And beating elite talent, that's very, very key, especially in Lomachenko case, because he's in a battle with time, so he got to keep moving up and whooping butt, moving up, whooping butt, and trying to get to that premium top spot before Father Time and the age catch up with him. But you got to be elite talent to be elite. I don't care what nobody say. And Terrence Crawford, y'all, you say what you say about him, but he hasn't beat elite talent either. He beat a talented Gamboa, but we all know Gamboa at 35 wasn't Gamboa at 35. 26 or 30, that wasn't the same Gamboa. You can look at Paul Williams for years. He just was banging at the door. He beat Margarito. He kind of lost to Lara, and then he fucked around and got knocked out. Well, he got knocked out by Martinez first. Sometimes you gotta move out your scope of support to go get the fights that you need to be elite. Paul Williams continued to move up. He was moving up to 160 to fight Kelly Pavlik before the accident happened. I think it was Kelly Pavlik or Canelo. It was supposed to be Canelo. Then I think he was supposed to go to 160 at one point in time to fight Kelly Pavlik. It fell apart or some shit like that. But you got. Lomachenko gonna have to be great, in my opinion. He gonna have to be great. He got to continue to move up. He has to continue to move up. And if you don't, he's just gonna be one of those guys like Golovkin. I think his resume is better than Golovkin right now, just because the guys he got in the ring. He beat him. He made Walters was a killer. He made him look like a not killer, even though he was put on the shelf because he didn't want the deal. They froze him out. Then a year later or some shit like that, he had no choice because he needed the money. He did lose to the Salido, so he underestimated Salido, and he should have put a weight cap or same-day weigh-in on Salido, in my opinion. But that was just arrogance on Lomachenko's part. He learned it the hard way. And Rocky Martinez was already a dead body. Didn't Mikey knock him out? You can nitpick anybody's resume in this era. You really can. Canelo's you can nitpick, like I said, you can nitpick Canelo. Say he lost all his major fights. Regan Crawford is, like I said, my pound for pound list is vacant. The actual pound for pound king is vacant. Then I go Crawford. You can make the argument that Crawford hasn't beat elite talent. Nobody really beat elite talent other than Canelo. No, it's not gonna happen. Billy Joe Saunders and Triple G not gonna happen. They're trying to wait for Canelo Triple G too. Nobody's really beat elite talent. I ain't gonna say nobody in this game. A lot of people haven't beat elite talent. Look at a guy like Kovalev. What's Kovalev's best win? A 50-year-old Bernard Hopkins. Golovkin's best win. Danny Jacobs that he barely eased by. And that's a Danny Jacobs who ain't beat elite talent either. Who did Danny Jacobs beat? He lost to Pirog. His best win is over Peter Quillen. Then you probably say a draw with a close loss to Triple G. You go to Kell Brook. He had a good win over Sean Porter. That's better than any win that Denny Jacobs had. It's probably better than any win that Triple G had. Then you go down to Errol Spence. He beat Kell Brook. Like Kelly Enigma just said, nobody's really looking to fight that guy. And like I said, it might come to a point where he need to be great and move up and look for fights. He just said yesterday he'll fight Canelo on PADs. That's how confident he feel like beating Canelo. You look at Keith Thurman. He did his by accumulation as well too. Remember he couldn't find a fight. He had to fight Carlos Quintana at 152 or some shit like that. He fought Diego Chavez. He was trying to get Paulie in the ring. He called out Broner. He fought Collazo, exposed him. Guerrero at the end exposed him. He beat Sean. He beat Danny. So he got some good wins. He paid this dude. He was in the same position that Errol Spence is in. He really was. We tend to forget that shit though. And most of these guys is hungry and hyped up like the Charlo twins and Errol Spence and Deontay Wilder. I always say this. My real question about them. What up, Dallas, Texas in the building? I'm gonna be down there for Errol homecoming, man. June 16th when they announced the fight, I'll be in that boy. You look at what I just say, I can't remember what the fuck I just said. But if you go down a weight class, you look at Mikey Garcia, he really hasn't beat anybody neither. I mean, Broner is probably his best win. He beat Salido, but if you remember the Salido fight, he kind of quit, because of the nose thing. Rocky Martinez, he really didn't have a lot of great fights on his resume neither before he had laid off, So you really can nitpick anybody's resume right now, easily. Maybe Canelo's it wins or losses. He had elite talent on his resume. Maybe Errol Spence and just fighting who he can fight right now. You might can go down to the featherweight division. Santa Cruz got 2 belts, but he's religiously ducked people. He's ducked Gary Russell. He ducked Rigondeaux. He ducked a lot of people. This guy, like I said, that's what I was saying before I forgot. But guys like the Charlo Chance, Wilder, Errol Spence, the real question is, will Keith Thurman, what's going on, Saul? Will Keith Thurman-itis take over their careers? Everybody start off hungry, but once you taste caviar, lobster, shrimp, and steak, are you gonna stay hungry? Are you still gonna give guys the opportunity that you wanted they wouldn't give you? Like Keith Thurman. He was begging for opportunities to get in the ring. Remember that? He was begging for it. He could have cried Floyd Mayweather a river. Sorry, I had a mouthwash. That shit dried my mouth out. But he could have cried Keith Thurman. He could have cried Floyd in the river. But as soon as he got the position to be the number 1 welterweight, what happened? He didn't want to give nobody an opportunity. He didn't give anybody an opportunity, man. So when Errol Spence and the Charlos or Wilder, if they get to that position of being that number 1 guy, like Anthony Joshua is, like Keith Thurman is in their division, like Golovkin is, and like whoever the fuck is number 1 at 154 after the night. Well, those guys, if they win, first off, all those guys have to win those big fights. Because going around talking all that shit and you don't back it up, the internet will eat you alive. Boxing fans will eat you alive. Casual boxing fans will eat you alive. So if they get to the point where they win and they position the A side, where they still have that hunger, or where they pull a Keith Thurman and play the trump card and say, well, I'm the guy that can make you wait. Obviously you're not gonna take on all comers. You know what I'm saying? You're not because it's impossible. Especially with the limited TV fight dates, because each promoter don't want to work together. It's impossible for, the number 15 guy to be talking shit, even if he coming up, let's just say, hypothetically, a 21-year-old Devin Haney who's 19, he finally cracked the top 15 or top 10, he talking shit. Well, then you're going to come back. You're not going to entertain him for real until you get closer to the top 10, top 5. You're not going to get an opportunity. You got bigger fish to fry. There's bigger money fights out there. But, when it's like a Keith Thurman, Errol Spence, reverse roles. What if it's Errol Spence and some other young gun 3 or 4 years down the line, he calling Errol Spence out, and the fans want to see it. Where Earl give him the opportunity. If Deontay Wilder get in Anthony Joshua position, and it's another young heavyweight, let's say like Joe Joyce coming up, and it makes sense and to make money is demanded by the fans. With Deontay Wilder, keep that mentality he got now, or where they get complacent and not be as hungry as they once was. That's the question. That's the $1 million question. That's the $1 million question. Will you remain hungry, or you be content? And being content and being comfortable is what's killing Keith Thurman. Being content and being comfortable is what's killing Anthony Joshua. Being content, being comfortable was killed Adonis Stevenson. Was killed Arizona Lara. Being comfortable and content can't do it in boxing. If you're not gonna keep that drive that you got going, it ain't gonna work. Boxing ain't for you. Once you want Danny Garcia, another one, content and comfortable. Danny Garcia 4-5 years ago would have been for Sean Porter, bro. He'd have been for him. He'd have been for Sean Porter. Easily. Sean Porter not as dangerous as Lucas Matisse once was. He not. Sean Porter is a solid puncher. He not the puncher Matisse was. Right now he don't have that mystique Matisse had around him. You could just tell Danny Garcia straight switched. And that ain't what Philly fighters do. Philly fighters always had the reputation of, it is what it is. We're going to strap our nuts on. We're going to continue to fight. See what's going on in the thread. Don't tell that to the LDC. Me and Black Fight Fan going to link up. I hate Nick picking people's fight, but when they really want to fight the best, what's going on? So, punch call. Yeah, that's between them two. Thurman and Caviar. Yup, Thurman. Yeah. Kelly Enigma. Who are you? Kelly Enigma got a nice little channel, Boxing Around Circles, man. Check them out. Consider the number. Nobody fights back-to-back championship unified belts. They usually space the unifications out a bit. Yup. Yeah. I'll get to Povetkin and AJ in a minute. Yeah, it's crazy, though, man. They want to fight 2 times a year, but they don't want to fight 2 tough times a year. One easy fight, maybe a tough fight, then 2 easy fights the next year, then the tough fight. The rhythmic schedule in boxing is terrible. If you're going to fight 2 times a year, then you need to fight 2 tough fights a year. A tough mandatory and a tough unification bout every year, But they don't do that no more, man. These guys want easy fights for big money. And Al Heyman fucked that market up right there. But like I said, you can't praise Al Heyman for everything, because with the good comes the bad, and with the bad comes the good. He changing the market for fighters. But in my opinion, I think every fighter should at least fight 3 times a year. I'm not mad at Spence fighting Ocampo, because it gives Spence an opportunity to come home and fight in front of his fans. It might be a gimme, but a lot of those local fighters down in Dallas, they deserve that platform, to be honest. They do. They deserve that platform. It could be somebody better. I think Ugas would have been a better fight for Errol. Could have been. Like I said, to stay busy. As long as Errol fight 3 times a year, he deserves. Like I said, if you fight 3 or 4 times a year, you deserve an easy fight in there. Before Canelo before Golovkin ran against Canelo, he was fighting 3 or 4 times a year religiously. It might have been 3 bums and 1 solid fight, but shit, he was active. He still wants to remain active, but fuck around with Canelo, he can't. Yet again, Golovkin only gonna have 2 fights this year. People talking about Billy Joe Sainz gonna turn into a weak ass fight versus Spike O'Sullivan May 5th. Then it's gonna be the rematch between Canelo and him, probably in Texas or no worse than Mexico. And somebody talking about AJ and Povetkin. Povetkin got one last hurrah. A good stream. Mobdro, go to Doc Squiffy, DOCSQUIFF something. It's on YouTube. Doc Squiffy, and then go to one of his videos. He got a website. You could download all the sports APKs. But Mobdro is a good one. But make sure you go there, because you get a cleaner version from there, or go straight to the Mobdro website. They got Showtime on there, so you can watch it there. But yeah, Povetkin and AJ, Povetkin was about to be 37 or some shit like that. And people, going crazy after the David Price win. Nobody knows, because the last 2 Povetkin fights, when I heard, he didn't look as powerful as he once was. They said it was some shit that needed to be desired. Didn't score the knockouts. Didn't have punching power. And you don't have to have power to knock out David Price at all. So I don't know. At the end of the day, unification bouts trump mandatories. They can make that motherfucker step aside. Jamel better. Jamel Charlo's the better Charlo twin. I can settle that right now. I got a video on that. Did that last year. But Povetkin's a good fighter. I mean, he got pedigree, but I wasn't impressed. I never was really impressed with him. You know, but he's a top tier heavyweight. That's sad to say at this point. He's top tier. He's right in that tier. He's a good fighter. I mean, he could be AJ. He definitely could be AJ. He gonna take chances. Even with Klitschko, he took chances. You know, he took some of Klitschko's best blows. He tried. He ain't gonna come in there like no fucking Povetkin. He ain't gonna come in there like Povetkin. I mean, like Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker came to lay down, y'all. Povetkin get knocked out before he come to lay down. Povetkin gonna try. You know, he tried versus Klitschko, and I think Klitschko is a way better puncher than Anthony Joshua. You know, at his, you know, even when he lost to Anthony Joshua, it wasn't about he didn't have a punching power. He couldn't pull the trigger, or wouldn't pull the trigger. But yeah, you gotta look at these fighters, man. You gotta grade them on their competition that they fought, and it's hard right now because at the end of the Pacquiao Mayweather era, it's tough. Because when Pacquiao and Mayweather went out, before they went out, a lot of guys was not trying to fight each other because they was waiting for that shot that it was never gonna come from most of them. And instead of just fighting each other and then, you know, rolling the dice and see what happened, a lot of it held the boxing world up. That was one of the worst things that could have happened for boxing. Was Pacquiao, and is Pacquiao and Mayweather, or is Pacquiao at the time, Mayweather as well, still in the fight game. You know, a lot of guys was, you know, looking and waiting for them to be chose like the lottery. With them hopefully completely out the picture except for Pacquiao, I think that's good for the game. You know, Crawford and Spence, you know, that's a fight that you know, mentally wise, they both want to fight each other. But obviously we know the gate and the wall that separates them. You know, Keith Thurman is fucking up the boxing game right now, man. And they won't strip him. So, the WBA won't strip him neither. I think that's a good thing because then Batista and Pacquiao will may become the super WBA, fighting for the super WBA championship belt. And if Pacquiao get that super WBA belt, he's talking about fighting Lomachenko. I mean, if Top Rank get their hands on that belt, I mean, shit, it's over with. Keith Thurman switched to Top Rank. It ain't that bad, though. Because he still got to fight Danny Garcia and Sean Porter. Even with a Top Rank contract. So a lot of people forgetting that part of the message, though. But, yeah, Povetkin and AJ, that'd be a straight fight. I like it. But obviously we all want to see Wilder. They don't want Wilder, man. You know, and people say, Wilder, you know, he ain't fought nobody. Wilder beat the best heavyweight, the most skilled heavyweight in the division, Ortiz. Ortiz was the only one that could take away Wilder's right hand in that division. He did it for a long time in that fight and still got clipped. Joshua was nowhere skill-wise on Luis Ortiz's level. Yeah, all the belts are hurting the game. But, you know, no heavyweight is on Ortiz's level as far as skill and taking away, you know, just IQ-wise. You know, I'm not saying that he the best heavyweight in the heavyweight division at this point. You know, you need, or at any point, you need more than skill. You need size, power, length. I mean, Klitschko got over on a division for a decade just based on he was the taller, longer, stronger, bigger guy. It might have been better, you know, just as skilled heavyweights, but they were just too small. And Ortiz just proved to be too small for Wilder, period. In stature and in length and height. You know, for Joshua, you know, a lot of people think he could beat Joshua. He probably could, but after that knockout, Deontay left him drooling on the floor. What do you think a alleged 38-year-old has left in the tank? That was my question about it, you know what I'm saying? But Povetkin, you know, he looked straight to be 37. I think he got one last push to be top dog in the heavyweight division. But at the end of the day, he dropped the ball with Wilder. Wilder still got that $5 million versus Povetkin. Ortiz ain't 50 years old, I don't believe. A lot of y'all say that because Wilder fought him. Now if Joshua would have fought him and in the same way would have beat him, y'all would have been pumping that man up. Klitschko was 41 years old, and Klitschko had been knocked out several times in his career. People forget that. Klitschko been stopped more times than a bus stop. You know, in my opinion, Ortiz beats Joseph Parker. Fucks Dylan White up. He beat them on the same night. You know, Lucas Brown easily. Povetkin, he probably whoop Povetkin ass. That'd be a solid fight at this point without the Melodonium. If they both clean, you know, I think the clean version of Ortiz looks better than the clean version of Povetkin. I think he might if he ain't suffering too much physical damage from Deontay Wilder, he probably fuck up Ortiz. You know, Ortiz was on Matchroom, and when he started pressing for Ortiz for the Joshua fight, that's when Eddie Hearn cut his ass loose. So it is what it is, man. Y'all gonna be what y'all gonna be. Thurman, sometime EJ said he should have insurance on his hands. Oh, I came at the perfect time. What's going on, Angel Santos? Ortiz fought bums. Who didn't fight bums? You know what I'm saying? Every heavyweight fought bums. All of them bums. All of the heavyweights is bums compared to other divisions. That's why I don't understand when y'all say, oh, Deontay fought bums. So did Anthony Joshua. Who the fuck was Charles Martin? Charles Martin won his title because the dude tore his ACL. Dylan White ain't did shit. He was a bum before he fought Joshua. I mean, shit. You know, Arthur Spilka, bum. Eric Jumboy Molina, bum. Dominic Brazil, bum. All the motherfuckers bums. Only top heavyweights that ain't bums is the ones that I named. I always thought Joseph Parker was a fringe guy, but I save face with Joseph Parker. I go Luis Ortiz, Joshua, Wilder, and Povetkin is the only 5 that legitimately may not be bums. You know, when you talking about the grand scheme of skills. Brian Jennings, he alright, but he too small for the division. You know, when I say bums, I don't mean absolute trash, true bums. I just mean they not elite. Let me rephrase that. They not elite fighters in the grand scheme in this division. It's 4 or 5 elite fighters that I just named. That's it. Then everybody else comes after that. Period. Once Errol Spence get a couple of belts, do you think he's going to sit on the throne and duck like Thurman? I think if he gets his belts, I think when he finds out that at the welterweight division it's impossible to unify with the WBO and become undisputed, I think he moves up to 54, especially if Charlo moves up and goes to middleweight. But Charlo said he wants to stay at 54, so we'll see. I don't know how longer Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter can make 147. Wilder looked poor into the 5th round, gassed out. I mean, you could say he looked poor, but at the end of the day, the dude only weighed 214 that fight, and allegedly was dealing with a cold. But Ortiz was taking away the right hand. He the smartest heavyweight in the game. You know, he the only one that can take away your best asset. And even him taking away the best asset, he still got clipped before the 5th round, and then he got finished off. He couldn't do shit with Wilder. And y'all got to put some respect on Wilder's name as far as his stamina. Wilder got good stamina, but he only was carrying 214. You know what I'm saying? He ain't carrying 240 or 250. That's hard to carry that weight, for 12 rounds. A lot of people don't understand that. And what Big Baby doing with 300 pounds on him and carrying him to the 7th, 8th, 9th round and still being, active, that's a fucking, Guinness World Record. A lot of big fellas that way can't keep that gas. Kali name remember AJ was going to vacate the WBA belt if Ortiz fight was ordered. Yeah, he was ready to get that belt up. I did several videos on that. But a lot of people don't know the story behind the WBA belt. What happened with the WBA? Sorry, this mouthwash got my mouth dry. Might have to go get some Avion. Fuck this regular water shit. What happened was Klitschko and Ortiz was ordered for the WBA belt. Okay. Klitschko respectably declined it, asked Ortiz and Eddie Hearn and Al Heyman, that was Ortiz's team at the time, could the WBA sanction, could they make a deal with him for the WBA to sanction, can WBA sanction Vlad and AJ for the WBA belt? Ortiz, somehow they worked the deal out with Ortiz. As long as Ortiz got the winner, won a rematch, whoever won had to fight Ortiz. Excuse me. And then after, we know what happened after that. They were trying to force a Klitschko rematch. He was taken to Las Vegas. Klitschko retired on Anthony Joshua ass. Then the IBF and the WBA talked it out. And then they was prepared to make the Puev fight, even though Puev said he physically was in shape and said he wasn't going to make the fight. And I thought that was fishy as well. They used Puev's name to sell out that fight. And I think Takam always was going to be the opponent because Puev put out an interview saying he wasn't healthy enough to fight. So, So then when it came down to make the deal, even before Ortiz failed the drug test, they was, the WBA was, or Joshua was going to drop that belt. And the IBF WBA sat down and said he had to face, Puad first, and then he could face Ortiz. That's what it had to be. And then, obviously, right when that ruling came, Ortiz failed the drug test. WBC filed a drug test. WBA slammed the book on him quick as fuck. WBC did their due diligence, cleared him. But it's funny now the WBA is supporting Canelo Alvarez, who failed the drug test and legitimately been cheating. And it's the proof's in the pudding. The last fight, he was big as fuck. So that just shows you the inconsistencies of the WBA right there. They slammed the book on Ortiz. They slammed the book on Lamont Peterson. And all of a sudden, they didn't slam the book on Canelo Alvarez. If Canelo fights Triple G in September, they will sanction that fight with the WBC and the IBF. So at the end of the day, Eddie Hearn passed the money through to put Ortiz on ice. But Ortiz, the failed drug test, it hung him. And Eddie Hearn released him from Matchroom as well after that shit. At the end of the day, they pitiful. They made a deal with a guy and then, didn't honor their deal. That just show you how much of a snakes that Eddie Hearn and AJ is. They scared. Water the flu, yep, I heard he had the flu during that. Stop comparing a reigning heavyweight versus a guy who was hyped, the baddest man on the block, anything to make Wilder look good. Ain't anything to make Wilder look good. Didn't Anthony Joshua, I just explained Anthony Joshua just ducked Luis Ortiz. They was on the same promotional company. They was the same promotional. He made a deal with Luis Ortiz and he ducked Luis Ortiz. So Luis Ortiz ain't the most he ain't the best, he ain't the most skilled heavyweight. Who is? Anthony Joshua is nowhere as skilled as Luis Ortiz. Anthony Joshua head don't move. He don't understand. He don't move. He don't know how to take away a right hand. He don't even know how to finish for real. He not a finisher because a real heavyweight would have knocked Joseph Parker out. He couldn't even figure out how to get to Joseph Parker. He don't use his height and his length. He hunches over. He has the basic same combinations. His left hook is piss poor. Y'all talk about Deontay Wilder. Wilder's left hook better. His jab is the only thing that keep him afloat. He basic. He's nowhere near as skilled as Luis Ortiz. Nowhere. I said that before. I said Luis Ortiz is the most skilled heavyweight. Period. But size plays a factor in the heavyweight division and punching power plays a factor. One mistake, you're going to lose. He made a mistake. He got past the first mistake. He made another mistake. It was over. Then the second mistake was over. He got a problem with Wilder. That's Triple H 1200. He got a problem with Wilder just cause. And if you can't see Anthony Joshua ain't shit after that last fight, I don't know what to say. I just can't tell you, dog. I mean, did you see the last fight? He did nothing effective. He was scared. Every time Joseph Parker punched, his jaw was shaking like a fucking gutter hanging off a house. Eddie Hoass was avoiding Ortiz and Wilder. He ain't even want Wilder and Ortiz to fight because he wanted to sell Wilder Joshua belts. Yeah, he had Ortiz on his promotional company, and they agreed to fight until he felt that drug test. Luis Ortiz was going to sue the WBA through the Muhammad Ali Act. The last guy who sued the WBC walked away with like $30 million. He bankrupted the WBC. I can't remember the guy's name. He wasn't nobody. You've never explained your problem with Wilder. A guy with sub 25. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. He always bring this shit up. 20 fights to 40 fights. It don't matter. It's not Wilder fought, in my opinion. It's not Wilder fought that he fought 10 times a fucking year sometimes. That's not his fought. Even for the next 10 years, Anthony Joshua's going to fight 2 times. That's what Eddie Hearn say. 2 times a year, that's 20 fights. They only put him at 41 fights. Deontay Wilder will be at fucking 70 fights and he continue to fight. You still going to be saying, a guy with 40 fights to a guy with 70 fights. What does it matter? Chavez Jr. had a fucking 100 fights. You ain't hear fucking Mildred Taylor saying, oh, I only got 20, 30 for 20 fights. You know, Chavez got 100 fights. You didn't hear that coming out of his mouth. That's some of the bullshit shit to say. Orlando, if Joshua was so good, Orlando Salido had fucking 40, 50 fights. Lomachenko had 3 or 4 fights. So that ain't no excuse. Once you're a champion, it does not matter how many fights do you have. Once you're a champion, you fight any and everybody. You can't hide behind that no more. You're not a developmental fighter. You're not a developmental fighter no more. He always uses that excuse and it just pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? And Joshua's not even good, dog. You can't, other than a jab, that's all the motherfucker got. He not fast, he not quick, he don't have no defense. He don't really punch hard neither. He is a good puncher, but every heavyweight is an adequate puncher. He might be a little bit above an adequate puncher. Look at Takam. You feel me? You feel me? He couldn't even get Joseph Parker. He didn't even hurt Joseph Parker one time, in my opinion. So I just be looking at shit like that, man. Joshua's a solid fighter, but when it comes to you comparing him to Wilder, he's scared, bro. He's scared. Him and Eddie both scared. Y'all can call Deontay a bum all you want to, but he ain't the one that's ducking this fight. And Joshua ducked motherfucking Luis Ortiz. And then I got the video on my Facebook, the Boxing Clinic and More Facebook page. It's the first video gonna run to is Anthony Joshua saying, I might not fight Wilder 2019 or the year after that or the year after that. He said, I'm gonna basically fight Wilder when he get old and when he look vulnerable and I know I can beat him. That's exactly what he said in that video with Johnny Nelson. White, I think he looks to be punching harder since his shoulder. I don't know, man. He looked good in the first Joshua fight. He was a solid fighter. I thought he had promise. I for sure said he was going to be a world champion or had a good opportunity after that fight. Go back. I thought he had a really good opportunity to be world champion. But after that, he just got fat and sloppy, dog. It's like he just went on a cheeseburger diet like myself, man, and just got fat. He had promise in the first Joshua fight. I definitely want to see Joshua and Dylan White fight again, but Dylan White just regressed, in my opinion. He was a better fighter before the shoulder injury. I will give you that. I mean, who was that? Jack, yeah. Hopefully he is punching harder. He looked good versus Brown, but Brown looked like a sack of dog shit. Go over to Blood Boxer Returns channel and watch his videos. No, that's gonna piss you off, Triple H 1200. Blood funny as fuck, dog. Cause you think I'm giving it to you raw? He gonna give it to you like raw. He won it, fam, for real on Texas. Why does who he fought to get here matter? He's ready now. Who did Joshua fight before his opportunity? Exactly. Joshua beat a guy in Charles Martin for his title who won it because the guy who tore his ACL. Ain't that crazy? Nobody talk about that. People thought Charles Martin like this nigga did some shit. He ain't even did nothing, dog. That was a hype fight, though. They said Charles Martin made $8.5 million in that fight. Him and Dominic Brazil was supposed to be ordered to fight. I don't know what happened with that. I'm on them cookies, fam. I feel you. Wilder says he doesn't remember some of the fight with Ortiz. Think he's hypnotized. He probably don't. Like I told y'all with Wilder, dog. Wilder is like a motherfucker like this. Let me show y'all for a minute. This is Wilder right here, bro. This is a PlayStation controller. I got Marvel vs. Capcom over there. This Wilder. And then you do a fucking special move and he fucking does it. Sometimes Wilder don't know what he's doing. When he flashes true boxing moves and true boxing IQ, it's a thing of beauty, but it's like a special move, It only flashes when you meshes the button. He doesn't know how to tap into it. It just happens. It just happened. It just happened. CJ, have you ever been in? Yeah, I've been in the ring a lot of times. I've done many different martial arts. I did some karate. I did some boxing. I ain't never done no UFC shit, though. My boy, he do that shit, though. He a college kid and he do that shit. That shit kind of difficult. I ain't got the heart to take no kick to the head, for real. That shit's vicious. Joshua's avoiding that VADA test, too, with Wilder. I don't think so. He did VADA with Klitschko. I ain't worried about it. He's done it before. You AJ fans can't defend that shit. Look at 12 sided again. Danny the boys of Joe Joyce, who you got? I've never seen Joe Joyce fight. I've been wanting to see Joe Joyce fight. Somebody explained it to me, how he fights. I heard he's an older Frenchman with a lot of athletic ability, but not a lot of technique. I like Daniel Du Bois, though. I think Du Bois, his sister a motherfucking beast. Hey, y'all see Daniel Du Bois' sister? He got a little brother. His sister make his little brother look like a little wimp. I'm sorry. Shit, his sister make him look like a little limp. Her name is Caroline. She can fucking fight her ass off. She can fight. But Du Bois is a good fighter. Him and Anthony Yarde is good fighters. I'm glad Anthony Yarde passed the Better Be fight. He wasn't ready for that. He wasn't ready. Ortiz was quick as fuck. Ortiz is a solid fighter. Remember, even Tyson Fury openly ducked Luis Ortiz. Yeah, Yeah, I remember that, but I think I heard about that. I ain't sure. Everyone knew Parker was going to fight with a negative fight. How people act like Parker doesn't fight off the back foot. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. Maybe because people saw the Fury fight and he fought on the front foot. Because he fought on the front foot in that fight. And Fury fought on the back foot. So none of these heavyweights are all time great. No, hell no. We all can agree on that one. Triple H 1200. Everybody in here. These heavyweights they couldn't even beat a JV team, the Evander Holyfield or Jack Johnson or fucking Sonny Liston, Muhammad Ali, Ernie Shavers, Joe Frazier, George Foreman, shit, Tommy Morrison, David Tua, even Andrew Galata. They can be the backup team for these heavyweight, for the all-time heavyweight, some of the heavyweights. But these motherfuckers here, they ain't even the backup team. They the freshman team. But it's just a simple fact that boxing ain't as popular as it used to be. Parker's the best defensive fighter, and I know I don't think so. I think Ortiz is a better defensive fighter than Parker. But you can say Parker is. I don't think Parker. I guess Parker's two behind Ortiz. Maybe I can't really think. I think Dominic Brazil has the best chin in the division, though, in my opinion. Joshua looked like a 1970 sci-fi movie in Robot in the Ring. Yeah, he's very stiff. Very stiff. Hey, even Amir Khan is stiff. He's stiff with fast skill, with fast hands and some good feet. He really, really stiff. A lot of those UK guys are stiff. A lot of them Europeans are very, very stiff. Kovalev is a good athlete, but he's very, very stiff. Lomachenko ain't stiff though. Demetrius Pirog and Lomachenko was two who wasn't stiff. Josh Taylor isn't stiff. It's a few that's not stiff, but majority of them is stiff. Billy Joe Saunders not stiff. But most of them, like Carl Fry, Jim Ricky Hatton, and a few other ones, is pretty stiff. But that's not a bad thing to be as the upright European. It's not a bad thing to be. I mean, you ain't got to be slick. You just got to have good understanding of range and boxing and a little bit of head movement. Bro, it's nice to see you're going live. You need to open up the phone line. I was working on that, man. My new job fucked me up. Definitely trying to get the fuck up out of there. Money good, though, but still. Then I'm going to get the radio show going. I got the little space set up for it and everything. I'm definitely going to get the radio show going. You don't think Joshua is better than Wilder right now? No. Oh, you talking about him? I don't know. I don't think so. But Joshua can improve, though. Wilder has improved. It's time for Joshua to improve. Hell yeah, you do. Fatality, you didn't even do it right. Exactly. I think Wilder can. Yeah, a lot of people do. What's up, Mr. Boxing Today? That's the heavyweight. Hey, dude, you talking about the heavyweight encyclopedia right now? Mr. Boxing Today, 2. The number 2, right on there. He know everything heavyweight, bro. I mean, that's the guy to go to, man. Parker and Joshua were 2 tentative. Both fighters fought like neither one. Yeah, Parker fought that fucking way. Parker fought that way. Anthony Joshua was just, he just did enough not to get caught and get hurt. Parker hurt that motherfucker, man. What up, Gary Benson? Thanks for the super chat, my brother, once again. But they can be great in there. Yeah, it's their era. Of course, these heavyweights can. It's better than what Klitschko was fighting. After like Corey Sanders and the Samuel Peters type of shit. The Chris Bird and all that shit. And which one of the fucking Klitschko brothers fought Calvin Brock? After that little era, he won the string. It was terrible. He fought an ice cream truck driver from Australia. This motherfucker was an ice cream truck driver. It was way better than what he was fighting. With Joshua and Wilder, they definitely is the rebirth and the revival of the heavyweight division. I thank them for that because without Joshua, without Wilder, we all can agree this division wouldn't be getting this talk. 5, 6, 7 years ago, we weren't talking about this shit. Real shit. We wasn't talking about this division. What was it, 2013 when David Haye fought Vladimir Klitschko and we thought it was the Super Bowl of heavyweights and that shit disappointed because David Haye was talking, oh, my toe. I haven't seen Joe Joyce fight. I gotta watch him, man. I heard he's very athletic. He's with Richard Schaefer, Ringstar Sports, and he's with David Haye, I believe. Wilder seems to have several knees going into the heavyweight division right now. All the shit seems serious. Seems to have several knees. I mean, hey, Pirog would have to put it on Triple G. Yeah, Pirog is done. That motherfucker's a politician. He had a back surgery. It would have been a good fight. Shit, P-Rock probably would have. They said his last 2 fights, P-Rock didn't look like shit on his way out, but he was injured, I heard. So, shit, what he came to deal with Danny Jacobs, people thought that Danny Jacobs was just going to be handed that title, and P-Rock came and just... Danny Jacobs wasn't ready for that. Danny Jacobs wasn't ready for P-Rock. He was probably thinking basic European guy, stiff. I'm going to be able to hit him. And P-Rock was... he ain't see that shit coming. I remember that shit. He was firing. Boop! Danny Jacobs hit the canvas. Boop! That motherfucker was rocking Danny Jacobs' ass, though. But he wasn't... What I learned about boxing is a lot of these fighters don't even watch tape of their opponent. They trying to think Floyd, trying to be like Floyd and shit. Oh, watch tape of my opponent. So you dumb motherfucker, you better watch your tape of your opponent. Like, I was watching one fight on Saluki, who was fighting Hugo Centennial Jr. He didn't even know his fucking opponent was like 6'3", dog. The guy, not Hugo, the guy he fought before him, and he struggled in that fight. He said, I thought my opponent was 5'10". He was studying the wrong guy. But he studied Hugo Centennial Jr. because Saluki knocked that motherfucker out. Billy Joe Saunders style. I seen Jerry Swift Hurd trying to steal the Billy Joe Saunders thing as well. I can do a little bit of talk about that. In terms of defense, I think Parker outspeeds and slips Ortiz. When you talk about head movement, you probably could say that, but at the end of the day, defense is more than head movement because you look at Erislandy Lara, he ain't the biggest head mover. He's more predicated on his foot movement. He'll move his head, but he ain't going to be like that. He moves with his feet. He got a nice understanding of range, feet, and he got a high IQ. He know how to get you out of position. Just because you don't move your head don't necessarily move you in a great defensive or a good defensive fighter. A lot of them guys do it with feints, footwork, and a little bit of movement with their legs. You'll see certain fighters like Keith Thurman move around the ring. That's running. A lot of shit Keith Thurman try to get away from danger. You see Lara and Floyd, and Bernard, they move to set some shit up. They very, very calculated, and that's what I think tonight gonna happen. I think Lara is gonna move and be very, very calculated in his movement, man. I like Hurd. I have personal interaction with Hurd and his brother Justin. He's slick. Jared is swift. Albeit, man, he's a very, very good guy, bro. If I really want to get an interview with Jared Hurd, he would do it like bam, like that. If I still did interviews, I want Jared Hurd to win. All my blessings go out to Hurd, but I do feel for the Cuban boxing community. I do think the professional boxing needs Cubans. But from Rigondeaux to Rancis to the Fowler Gamboa to Sullivan Barrera, it ain't looking good for Lara. Lara knows, and what's the dude name? The fight doctor, the punch. What's the motherfucking name that lost to Gasby? Abel Sanchez got the cruiserweight tournament. Shit, ain't like 6 of them motherfuckers lost in the road, Cubans. So Lara got to get the home team on the board, and Lara is seen to be the best of the Cubans, though. Gamboa seemed to be the most talented, but Lara the last of the Mohicans. I would love to see Sergey Shevchenko versus Triple G. I seen him fight. Shevchenko a motherfucker. I like him. I really like Shevchenko. That motherfucker can fight. He beat the shit out of Torian Johnson. As an activist, Thurman Ben, why are fans even checking for him anymore? Because he holds the 2 belts, and they want to see an undisputed champion. There's never been an undisputed champion with the WBO belt at welterweight. And I explained that before, y'all. A lot of people, I was explaining to somebody else, asked a question on Facebook. I said, you have to have all 4 belts to be undisputed. Most people didn't know you only used to need 3 of the major 4 belts. You only used to need 3. They changed the rule. They included WBO for prestige. When Donald Curry had the welterweight undisputed, it was only 2. I forget the guy that followed him. It was 2. And then I think it was Corey Spinks and Zab Judah. It was 3. So, reading is fundamental. And researching is fundamental. That's how I stay on top of the game. That's why I always get the stories first. Researching. You find some of the craziest shit in places you wouldn't expect to find it at sometimes. That's crazy. Yeah, people check for Thurman because he got the 2 belts. Spence and Lomachenko are both top 5 for me right now. If either gets an opponent win, yeah. For me, I got Lomachenko in my top 5. Spence not in my top 5. I think it was Spence was 7, but he'll be there. He just don't have a dance partner. I can't give you a higher ranking based on fear Because then the boxing clinic, a guy like me, would be a hypocrite when it comes to Triple G. Boxing ego. Boxing ego cool, man. I've never had no interaction with him, though. I watch his videos, though. Boxing ego, he a good guy. You know, yeah. Him be having Troy King on there. I didn't got into it with him before on the internet. He got mad because I ran down on him and told him he was wrong about Broner and Mikey Garcia talking that crazy shit. Hey, man, hey, somebody tell Troy King when he gonna go down there and spar Errol Spence, man. We ain't forgot about that shit, man. Black Fight Fan said he'd play for his plane ticket and everything. We ain't forgot about that shit, bro. I'm in several beefs, not need. Wilder has several beefs. Yeah. I really wish Wilder would have fought Povetkin that one time, but he cheated. Danny and Cancer had cancer doing that time. No, he had cancer after that shit. That was after that shit. He had cancer after that fight. Shit, that fight might have, I don't know what that fight was. He had it after that fight, though. I tell you that wasn't no excuse. But then he got dropped by Sergio Mora, too, though. But he corrected his chin problem, whatever it was. Danny took some big shots from Triple G, but you got to think about it. Certain fighters, if they can see the punch coming, they can handle it, though. You know what I'm saying? The punches you don't see coming, and with a lot of punches with Pirog, he didn't see coming. And the counter punch by Mora, he didn't see coming. I think if Danny Jacobs could see the punch, he could take it. But if he can't brace for it, like most people, he can't take it. Ortiz's defense is based on position. Exactly. He's very, very poised and position. I couldn't say it better. In like 4 fucking words, he said it. 5 words, he said it better than me. Shout out to Rory. Her about to kill that boy. Her season. I hope, but I'm picking Dr. Torres. Dr. Torres. Yeah, that's him. Picking Lara, man. I'm a Lara fan, but I'm kind of want her to win. I want to see some new blood. Yep, that's what a lot of people are saying. The Mayweather Boxing Gym, on the Mayweather Boxing Channel. A lot of people want to see. Just my back. Oh, there we go. A lot of people want to see some new blood in the division. Cause Lara been stagnant ever since Canelo fight. He ain't really did shit. If Hurd wins, he will get smashed by Charlo. Agreed. It wouldn't even be a fucking fight. It'll be a fight. You know, it's gonna be how much punishment can Charlo okay, how much punishment can Hurd take. And if Hurd can dish the punishment back on Charlo, how much can he take? But I don't think he's going to get back to that. Charlo too skilled. And how Charlo's fighting now, remember, a lot of people don't remember, the Jamel Charlo used to box and move, and he used to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Now he's sitting down on his punches, and he's becoming a very, very atrocious, a very, very hellacious puncher now. You know, he looking like his brother. I think Loma beats Garcia. Yeah, that's a good fight. I don't fucking know. I want to see that shit. I want to see Lomachenko versus Mickey Mouse Mikey Garcia. That's a hell of a fight. Hey, fuck it. Give me Lomachenko Broner next, man. Win, lose with Broner. Give me, have my boy Lomachenko step up after he beat Caleb. Well, not Caleb. What's the motherfucker? Ray Bell trying to unify. Let's say Broner beat Jesse Vargas. He get an easy fight. Let's do Broner Lomachenko 2019. Fuck it. Then we do Broner do Mikey Garcia Lomachenko. You know, but we could do Lomachenko Mikey first. I want to see that shit. That'd be a hell of a fight. You know, Mikey needs to stop playing. He probably going to force Lomachenko to come into 140 for a little bit of an advantage. It'll be a good fight. Because you got the guy and Lomachenko, whose game is predicated on being unorthodox. You know, crazy angles, crazy training methods, fluidity, you know, just beautiful ballet dancing around the ring. And Mikey Garcia is predicated on fundamentals and technique. There's not a fighter in boxing whose technique is more flawless than Mikey Garcia, not in Mayweather. And Mayweather's out the game. I think his technique is better than Andre Ward's, in my opinion. He's the fundamental marvel now that Floyd is gone. He's the Tim Duncan of boxing right now. Nobody's clean as him with just basic fundamental. He's very, very bland in his attack. But once you master fundamentals and technique in most sports, you can't be beat. It's hard to be beat. I ain't gonna say you can't be beat. It's hard to be beat. I will give him that. The Kell Brook win on the road wasn't enough for you. That's one. I need another smash hit. I need a smash hit. I need a Danny or Sean on the resume. Yeah, that was a great win though. Only Crawford, Timothy Bradley, and Errol Spence, I can remember, went overseas and got a title. Hey, ain't it sad that Andre Darrell, a bronze medalist, Never got a title, y'all. He'd have retired without a title. Even his brother Anthony, who beat cancer and got a title. That's sad. You know, people who know Andre Dirrell from the amateurs and Olympics, we had never thought Andre Dirrell would have retired without being a world champion. That shit crazy. You and Hatman Strike Back, the main boxing channels. Yeah, I fuck with Hatman. That's when I've been fucking with heavy for years. I like Hatman. He got that voice, like that Morgan Freeman fucking voice that just draw you into a channel. Hey, I want to hear that motherfucker read a children's book. Somebody tell Hatman to start doing children's book channels. That shit'd be funny as fuck. That'd be funnier than the Migos rapping that shit. Somebody said, I'm pretty sure they said no. Somebody said Mikey's no, he's not. Show me somebody that's more fundamental sound than Mikey. Please show me somebody. His eye messed up. He isn't sparring anybody at the time. Yeah. Talking about Kell Brook. You ran down on Troy King. I ain't run down on a nigga. We was just on the thread together. I ain't pulled down on that nigga. That nigga I kind of be leaning to the left and shit. I respect his boxing acumen though. I mean, I seen him fight. I respect his boxing skills. He ain't no chump. He ain't no chump. Ramon Matthews, that's my boy right there. Ramon, he trained over there, man. Ramon's a good guy. Troy King, good people too. I respect everything that Troy King says, but we just had a disagreement. J-Rock Gallimore. I picked Gallimore, but I don't know. I think I fucked up on that one. Hope y'all ain't bet on that motherfucking shit Curtis said. I fucked up on J-Rock Gallimore. I don't know, man. J-Rock is looking mad calm, but I just can't get out of my head his last 3 fights and he ain't looked that good. Gallimore looking like a... Well, Gallimore, he fights. He fights how he talks. He be talking to you in there. Deloach is a good fighter. He fucked Deloach up. The Bull Casual Boxing Talk always talking about reckless, about Spence. He just got something personal against him. I mean, my problem with Casual Boxing Talk is the clickbait, man. That shit got to stop. The clickbait is just too much, man. He just be, dog, like, man, he'll be like Floyd Mayweather smacks McGregor at his titty bar or some shit. And then you get to the video, it's nothing about what the fuck the title says. You know, it's no sources. I be looking like, bro. And whatever, it worked for him, though, because he be having a lot of views. A lot of people click on that shit and still fuck with him, so I can't knock the hustle. But I just gotta keep it real for myself, man. He had it during the fight. They found it afterwards, but it was there. He shouldn't have been able to make it through that camp. Oh, you talking about Kell Brook? CJ, who did better against Triple G, Danny or Canelo? I thought they both won by the same amount of points, to be honest. I say Danny just because Danny didn't tire out. Canelo fought in spurts, and obviously Danny was a clean fighter. They was tested, and in my mind, I don't think Canelo was a clean fighter. So Danny, just based off that premise. I heard Spence addressed him yesterday in an interview. He's calling Spence a weight bully and all that. He said he's trying to spar Spence, and word is he's been in the gym. You talking about Troy King? Okay. That's cool. Hey, did y'all see that shirt, that hoodie, that pullover Spence had yesterday? Said black by popular demand. That shit sweet as fuck. They got a whole bunch of shit on. If y'all wonder, I couldn't find that Pacific hoodie that he had on. But if you search black like BLACK by popular demand, they have a few things on Amazon. You know, some nice stuff, man. I like that pullover that he had. If anybody know Errol Spence, let me know. Hit me up about that pullover. I like that shit. That shit was hot. Broner smashes Loma, no BS. I ain't gonna go there. It was a good fight. Under 5 rounds. Let Loma go up to 47. He caught out Floyd and Pack and so. Yeah, he making his way up there. Lomachenko ain't hiding for nobody. He'll move up. There's no doubt in my mind he will. He just gonna take his time and do it. I think 140 be a good class for him. I already want to see him in Tank fight, but obviously Tank wasn't ready for Bajraja. He was set up. What would the boxing fans get more hype, Spence or either Garcia Porter or Brook in a rematch in Dallas? Danny Garcia or Brook and then Porter. Yep. In that Pacific order, in my opinion. Loma kills Broner. Loma moves his hands. Yep. If anything, that motherfucker do. Charlo is a boxer, puncher, movie up. Charlo actually checks all the boxes off. His brother is now becoming more defensive. He bigger though. Like Jamal is legit like 6'2". He could be a middleweight. I remember he called out Jesse Hart. They was beefing and shit. Shout out to Mazuma TV, man. Somebody get to that Philly boy Mazuma TV and tell him to start back up, man. Mazuma TV, he had some good shit, man. He just stopped doing shit. AJ knows boxing too. He just stopped doing shit. I seen him on somebody's thread. I say, shit, you ain't dropped a video in like a fucking year. What you doing, bro? Shout out to T Street Controversy getting back healthy. Shout out to him. I don't always see eye to eye with his channel, but I'm happy to see that brother healthy. Came out watching his videos too. Suleiman says Mikey's going back 35, thinking progress is scaring him. Progress may take an interim title bout and then fight Ramirez next year. So Mikey got time, but Mikey told the IBF he was fighting for the IBF, and they said he wasn't fighting for going back to the WBC. I don't believe shit that Suleiman Jr. said. Fuck him. Broner ain't already don't throw punches. Loma would really. Hey, maybe Broner might catch one of them body shots and slow him down. Broner, excellent body punch. Broner needs a style overhaul. We'll see what he do for Kevin Cunningham. You know, answer. All right, I'm getting down to questions now. I'm gonna speed up on the questions. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all think Kevin Cunningham can help Broner change? Spence has better fundamentals than Garcia, in my opinion. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think. I'm not saying he a better fighter. I'm just saying Mikey's just like, you gotta understand, man. Mikey's just different. He like the Floyd Mayweather, the Garcia family. He just does things in there, man. I mean, I think he's better fundamental than Spence. I'm not saying he's a better fighter. I just think he got better fundamental. I think Spence is a better athlete though. Spence is faster, punch harder for his division, and I just think he do. I think Mikey is just more calculated. You know, the IQ is both on the same level. It's close. Spence do have better fundamentals than Mikey. Might he get touched too much? I mean, Spence get touched too. Y'all act like Spence don't get hit. Y'all don't act like Spence get hit. Y'all forget that Mikey does have more fights than Spence and longer pro experience. So it's not a crime that Mikey got better fundamentals. He do. Look at his feet. His feet are good. Mikey's feet. Spence's feet are real good. Spence is better at cutting the ring off. But you talking about feints and punch placement, it's close. It's close, but you gotta get the experience edge to Mikey. Mikey been fighting longer. I'm not saying that Mikey gonna go in there and beat. No, I don't think Mikey ain't gonna even get in the same fucking room as Spence. It's just talk. Crawford beat bums overtime for a title. I mean, he beat who he had to beat. What y'all? I mean, you can't make motherfuckers be at the division. You know, for Crawford, you can't make fucking Aaron Pryor come out of his grave and fight him. You can't make Alexa Grail dig him up and make him fight him. You can't bring Chavez Jr. back to his prime. Senior back to his prime. Shit, Crawford clean divisions out. And at that, you got to respect that. You know, you got to respect that. You know, if you go to 47 and get sparked out by Jeff Warren, would I be surprised? I wouldn't be. Broner let his hands go on Lomo because of Floyd be geeking him up. Javante Tank might geek him up too. Daryl got a title. The real got a title. UK guy fighting tonight. Took it from him. Both brothers. Darrell ain't never had a title. Did he? Did he have an IBF title? Or was it a vacant IBF title? Oh, you might be right. I think it was vacant. Because Lucian Bute got popped for cheating, I think it was. Because didn't Bute or DeGale hold the IBF title? Or some shit like that. I don't think he held a title, actually. You might be right, but I don't think he held a title. I don't think he actually held the IBF title. You might be right, though. I can't remember. Be wrong. Lomachenko is a bum. Facts. Who the bum beat? Tell me. I just went over all that with Lomachenko. I ain't saying he ain't no bum. He can fight, though. I said when he move up, you will see how good he really is. Danny Garcia more... Hell no, Danny Garcia ain't more fucking fundamental than fucking Mikey Garcia. Get the fuck out of here with that one. Danny Garcia is not more fundamental than Mikey Garcia. You take your ass on with that one. Terrence Crawford. Crawford really not fun. I mean, Crawford not fundamental, bro. I'm not saying he's not fundamental. He fundamental, but maybe because he just so gifted. You know, you see him moving his head and he does things that Crawford and Mikey don't do. But he get hit a lot too. He do. He drop his hands a lot too. That's part of fundamentals. You know. Mikey is just him and Spence. You know, even though they got kind of like the same shit, they always got their hands in position. They always in position to win. I mean, the throw, they always poised. Like Luis Ortiz, all them boys poised. Their footwork is good. Crawford is up there too, but as far as just basic fundamentals, I'll pick Mikey. I'm gonna stand by that. I pick Mikey. I pick Mikey though, but yeah, Crawford is good though. You know, Crawford does do a lot of things that can't get exposed. I picked up on tape, but him, Bo Mack, and his other two trainers have closed the gap. I can't stand casual boxing talk. That bastard reminds me of P Diddy and on the casual boxing talk. Casual boxing talk. Today we gonna talk about the way bully Errol Spence. Let me put my smokes down. I just came from the gym. I smoked for a nigga that smoke. I could run like 8 miles. You know what I'm saying? What's good, Blackheart? Now I'm saying casual boxing talk is supposedly trying to spar Spence. Oh, casual boxing talk. He's making videos saying he gonna get his ass killed. That motherfucker smoke. He better, man, fuck out of here. Beside Lomachenko versus Josh, that's a good fight. Charlo brothers got small chins. How you know that they got small chins? Have you ever seen them hurt or hit? Some Mexican dude at Spence Gym made up all the rumors about Jamil Charlo knocking down. That's crazy. What's that? What? Jamil Charlo getting knocked down in sparring. It can happen. It happens. It could happen. It's sparring. You don't know where motherfuckers at in sparring. Some niggas could. A lot of these fighters drink between fights and they smoking all types of shit. They probably in between fights. I don't take sparring. I don't take sparring for real. Cali nigga, I wouldn't mind seeing Lomachenko and Taylor. Yeah, get Taylor another few fights. He'd be ready. Danny Jacobs has a big chin and gets dropped. Like I said, with Danny Jacobs, it's the punches that he don't see coming that get him. That's the sign of a good chin. When Canelo hit Triple G with that bomb punch, that counter punch, Triple G kind of rolled with it too, though. But that was a good chin. That was a good shot right there. The way Spence worked on Peterson was beautiful. Yeah, I knew that ass whooping was coming. That ass whooping. I told y'all, Peterson can do shit with that guy. People say, well, Peterson, it's casual boxing talk. Watch the foot movement by Peterson. Errol Spence ain't gonna deal with that foot movement. What happened? That motherfucker came back. Peterson didn't do anything. Yeah, shut the fuck up. You not knowing nothing, motherfucker. Bronner doesn't have the maturity to go in an SCA. You right. Spence does get touched up. And Mikey get touched up too. Yeah, they both get touched up, but I mean, I ain't saying they was defensive wizards. I just said they had some good fundamentals. I ain't say good defensive fundamentals. Just overall, Crawford is a better defender than both. As far as you know, but that's not really Spence and Mikey Garcia forte. They just tedious. They like just work on you. Porter versus Danny mandated was just bullshit again. Yep, Danny ain't gonna take that shit. Danny want the real thing. Can Mikey avoid Spence power? No. Taylor could. I think Taylor need a little bit more seasoning. Cali Enigma. Lara most fundamental side. Oh yeah, for Lara do. But the thing about Lara is, if Jared Hurd is smart, he'll let that left hook go. Cause Lara will drop that left hand if you go to the body. He got it, but I don't see Jared Swift having that good left hook. Maybe that's something they worked on. He getting better. Remember, he only had like 40 amateur fights. CJ, just to have the discussion more clear, what does fundamental mean? Footwork, hand placement. Always being in a position to make a boxing move, being poised. Throwing your punches the right way. That's what I mean being fundamental. A lot of people probably don't get what I'm saying. Just basic like basketball, just basic fundamentals. With your positioning. Basically just always in position. You throw, you bring it back. A lot of guys throw it and bring their hand down and bam, you get popped. Or then they got to roll or some shit like that. Spence and Mikey is always in position, Not saying that they doing all this, but they always in position to be ready. Like Ortiz. You ever heard when Paulie was talking about Ortiz see how Ortiz still hurt, but he's still in position, he's still poised under fire? That's kind of what I'm getting at. What's up, Randy? C. Crawford gets away with a lot of shit that does. Hell yeah, he do. Crawford get hit with a lot of overhand right and right hands, but he closed the gap on that. But we'll see. Can't wait for this to pop off tonight. Oh yeah, I might just go live. I was thinking about getting me a Netflix subscription. My Android box dropped off. That shit crazy. It's a month free though. Lara is not fundamental. Us real boxing fans know that this bum Lomachenko, all right, man. I just want to see when he step up versus people his own size or bigger. What he gonna do? You think Tank can improve as a fighter? Yes, Tank can most definitely improve. Tank is a very gifted fighter. Tank is very gifted. Tank just is a fucking idiot. He just young. A lot of people young and dumb. You know, we all been young and dumb and a lot of dumb shit before. A lot of us haven't pulled out. And we know we should have pulled out and stuck with crazy baby mamas. Not me, but, you know, a lot of the guys I know. Crawford is gifted, so it's hard to see. Yup, exactly. That's the good shit, Curtis Anderson. Bar starts around Mikey. Yeah. Mikey was scared. Crawford told Mikey that BS Jugs beats. That he said, let's find out I can run up your face again with these punches. That shit was funny. Crawford is a dog. Is that idle idiot casual boxing talk from New York? I think he is. Somebody told me he's from New York. Casual boxing talk. We in the building. That nigga's dumb. How many times he got me with clickbait until I found out who he was? Lara uses athleticism on defense, yup. I think Danny over Porter, simple as that. Porter's best wins, in my opinion, over Alexander back when I don't count. Broner yeah, you're right. That Broner fight was terrible for Sean Porter. You know, I didn't really do shit for him. You know, Madonna beat Broner. His stock went all the way up. I think the Porter win over Malignaggi did more than for Porter than over Broner. Pressure is the key for her, yup. I think pressure in the left hook. You know, I think he needs the left hook. Because that's what Gulo got Lara to drop that with that left hand with the left hook, with the right hand with the left hook and went over top. Would you be shocked if Lara wins 9-10 rounds in all class? No. I'm picking Lara to stop him late. I'm going to go against the grain. I'm a casual fan. Could you explain cutting the ring off and how does a boxer fundamentally do it? Basically, cutting the ring off is you pose a step. You know, if a guy like going to his right, from what I understand, I'm not an expert at the shit, but if a guy like going to his right, basically I put it to you like this. Who is this that asked the question? I think it's I'm on my phone. J. Roll 27. I'm gonna put it to you this way. If you know LeBron, well, not a good example, but if you know LeBron James go 80% to his right hand, what you gonna do? You're gonna play LeBron to the right and make him go left. Basically, it's the same thing in boxing. That's how Errol Spence does it with a jab. And if he know Keith Thurman hypothetically like going right, he gonna step to Keith Thurman right and make Keith Thurman go left. You're gonna anticipate and step over to where the boxer gonna be at and make him go the way he don't want to go. And most guys, you'll be surprised, they gonna go right regardless. You see what I'm saying? They gonna go right regardless. Even if you step into the right, you cutting the ring off, they gonna go right. It's all about distance. And once you put that jab on them and you step over, a lot of guys are like deers in headlights. So you stepping over to make them go a way they're not comfortable with going. But once you do that and they're not comfortable going to the left, you got them. Canelo does it in a whole different type of matter. Canelo did it with Lara. By knowing Lara like sliding out to his strong hand, which is his left hand, Canelo would drop a right hook. And Lara would run into the right hook 99.9% of the times. That was the adjustment that he made from the Mayweather fight, knowing that Mayweather can go left or right, but he played his numbers. He said he know when Lara went right, he went to his left 100% of this time. He had the left hook, and it slowed Lara down. And once he was hitting Lara in the liver with that hook, Lara was a sitting duck. You know, that's what cutting distance off. You know, you want to see somebody do it good. Golovkin in most fights and Errol Spence is the two best at doing it. A lot of fighters can't close distance, and it's doing it with a good jab, and it's doing it with good footwork and stepping over. You know, and at the point in time where how Hurd does it, Hurd is shitty at cutting the ring off early, but his size and just the mental pressure, a lot of guys can't move for a full 12 rounds. So a lot of guys that can't cut the ring off, they basically want to wait till late and fight, and then when the fighter can't move, then they end up, you know, stationary target. It's basically about foot positioning, feints, and jab, to be honest. I don't even know where I left off at. Oh, yeah, I went up. I'm about to fuck up. There we go. Do a live stream tonight, homie. I got to see if I can do it tonight. I probably can. I'll probably go live tonight. I can't even make any promises. He uses athleticism. He is not fundamentally sound like Spence. Yeah, man, go live tonight. I'll definitely try to get to. I should be able to. I got my man cave. I could just order Showtime down here. I ain't got my cable box down here, so that's the problem. But I can get it down here. It's no big deal. go live tonight. I will try. CJ, you better invest into that set TV. Get that internet cable, 500 channel 20. What is it called? Set TV. Hey Aaron Stenson. Hey, message me on the Boxing Clinic Facebook page. It's the same as spelled on here. Message me and let me know what that is, cause I got that right now. You said 20 channels a month for 200 for a whole year. Yeah, I could pay that right now. Hey, message me. I don't know. I check my YouTube Messenger on my phone. I have to get my Chromebook. Loma has fight versus guys his size. Russell, yeah, fight guys his size. Like, I don't know, man. I think Lomachenko big as fuck, dog. Low key, you right though. Walters is a big guy. Have a little drink with us tonight. Oh yeah, you know what's on the table. Tank is more talented. He has more skills, and yeah, I agree. We went over that the other day. It's not a physical fight with mental fight. That's all. Leonard Mayweather was especially true. It's all angles of cutting the ring off. Yeah, cutting the ring off is footwork though. It's footwork and anticipating where a guy gonna step to. Sometimes you get guys that can go both ways. The jab, feints, or freeze a guy. You know, shit like that. Give me 1 minute. Let me check on my puppy. I'll be right back. Hey, boy. What you doing? I know you're going to return to the scene of the crime. Sit. Oh, yeah, that's all I'm getting on these questions. Porter. Oh, don't do that. Porter getting dropped by Broner in the 12th hurt him because he lost a little bit of... Yeah, Broner was living off of that... Hold on. Broner was living off that. Kenny was pissed at that 12th round stop dropping. He was mad at Sean. He probably did some Joe Jackson shit. He probably beat Sean ass. Danny can't cut the ring off. No. People like, oh, his feet too slow. I mean, shit, Spence ain't got the fastest feet. You know? He don't. All right, bro, you fucking up. I will tie your ass back up. You know, Danny ain't got the fastest feet. I mean, Spence ain't got the fastest feet. Danny should be doing better than that. You know? He just don't know how to step around. You know? Sit. It's Clyde Drexler. It's a Clyde Drexler style of basketball. Cutting the ring off is great equalizer against fast fighters and utilize ability to create. Yeah, a lot of guys can't fucking cut the ring off though. Set TV, $20 to get you all of the premium channels on demand, adult channel. How do you just need internet, Mr. Watson? And Tank had just as much talent as Floyd did when he was young at 30. Yeah, he ain't gonna stay focused. Floyd had focus no matter if he was beating somebody up on the strip, smacking a lady on the strip. He still had focus though. A lot of guys ain't got focus, and he one of them. He young though. You know, Tank ain't never had shit, man. For those who out there who ain't never had shit, when you get a lot of something, I mean, a lot of shit changes. You know, it do. So I definitely understand where Tank coming from. I ain't grow up with a lot of money. I ain't grow up dirt poor neither, but I understand where Tank coming from. A lot of friends that was down like that. Yeah, Hurd just follows his opponent. Hurd just tires your ass down and you just stop moving. That's just cut the ring off. A lot of guys, Danny Garcia notorious for following his opponent around the ring. You know, jab and stepping over, that's the basics. You know, Derrick James was the king of that shit. Jermell Charlo wasn't the greatest at cutting the ring off neither until he got with Derrick James. But he was more of a mover, though. Most guys had to cut it down on him. He beat the shit out of Rosado ass. Where can I find that shit with you and Troy King? Oh, it's on the way. It's on basically, I forgot. I think it was Die Hard Boxing Group or Hero World. It wasn't us on the video. We was on a boxing thread going back and forth. I didn't really have no video internet. I respect what he do, though. Casual boxing talk. Talk about the weight bully Lomachenko. It's casual boxer talk. That nigga funny though, man. If he just stayed truthful with some of his videos, he wouldn't be that bad. People get tired of that damn clickbait shit. Sit. It ain't time to eat yet, bro. Don't do it to yourself. Jamal versus Danny. Jamal versus Danny, who you got 50-50. I used to think Charlo, but Danny is improving. I'm going to just call that 50-50 right now. But Lara beat Canelo. Yeah, I had it a draw. But I can see where people got that from. Yeah. Canelo lost a lot. I thought Trout did good versus Canelo as well. And they had open scoring for that Trout Canelo shit. That shit was terrible. And I feel indifferent about that term weight bully if you can make the weight easily. I mean, Hurd came in at 153. I always say you can make the weight, there ain't no debate. Especially when you fight for the IBF and it's not a unification clash. You only can weigh 10 pounds over the next morning. So how's you a weight bully? Errol Spence hosts the IBF. He has yet to have a unification class. So there's never been an issue with him making the weight. Garcia Porter battle of the Daddy Boys. Yep. Robert Guerrero, daddy shut down. Danny Garcia, daddy ass though, had his ass shook. I remember Sean Porter, daddy Kenny Porter said that he'd beat any trainer up in the boxing ring, including the Mayweathers. That shit was funny. It's out there though. 130 Tank not even close to Floyd. He's talking about as far as talent, it's just power and speed, just physical gifts. You know, Floyd had the opponents. Floyd was different. Tank got a lot of talent too. Tank just stocky and short. I don't know how far he can go up in weight. Hurd versus Charlo is fireworks, yup. Neither did Floyd. Neither did Floyd. Didn't have anything. I don't know what you're talking about. Sat TV is through the internet. Look it up on Google. All right, okay for sure. I'm gonna look that shit up right now. Emmanuel Stewart said the key to boxing for flat foot fighters is to cut the ring off. Yup, ring in half. Yup. Or cut it in quarters, but halves it'll work. Cutting the ring off is a fundamental. You know, it's a technique to it. Triple G ain't got the fastest feet. He was slower than Willie Monroe, but he still cut it down on him. Tank need to humble himself a little. Floyd trying to show him the path. Yup. And Floyd said that. He said, I can tell these fighters all the thing, but they're gonna do their own thing. Same thing with Adrian Broner. I certain the IBF changed. Nope, they changed it for unification bouts, Cali and Enigma. If you unify like tonight, like with Hurd and Lara is unifying tonight, there's no rehydration clause no more. But if it's like Errol Spence taking on Carlos Lomachenko, he doesn't have a title, don't matter. They changed it for unification bouts. I thought they changed it at all, but I had to go back and read it. What does Tank walk around at? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't want no Tank interview. And he seen, I don't know. He don't seen a good interview. He seemed to be disrespectful. Who's your favorite fighter of all time? Aaron Pryor. Tell him, Miles. Aaron Pryor and Larry Holmes. Lay up. Those are my two right there. Triple G was fighting a good fighter since Kell Brook. Now he's trying to go back and fight up. Because each time he stepped up, he damn near lost. Kell Brook was giving it to him. Come here. What's in your eye? Get that out. Kell Brook was giving it to him. And then Danny Jacobs damn near beat him. And then he drew Canelo. Each time he stepped up, it was a little bit dangerous. Yeah, CJ, you can put Set TV on 3 devices. Yeah, I'm going to check that shit out right now. Pryor would have whooped Floyd. Yeah, Pryor the beast. That's my guy. People say, them Ohio boys say I don't like Ohio. But I ain't got nothing against Ohio. I just think these new generation Ohio guys ain't that good. I'm trying to snatch away. All right, lay down then, punk. Yeah, try to make a run for it. You ain't going nowhere. Ain't nobody else here, so you must go do shit. But what's your favorite punch in boxing? Ain't nothing better than the sweet left hook. Followed by uppercut. It's nothing better than the left hook. Maybe a perfectly timed uppercut. That's a good one, but go ahead. Triple G will likely go back to Spike O'Sullivan. Yup, because Golden Boy, I'm going to end on this real quick. If you got any more questions, I'll answer them. I'm in on this. I think Golden Boy paid Nevada not to sanction that fight with that Jamie, whatever that guy now. I think they paid him because They want to be a part of this promotion with K2, and they want to put Ryan Garcia on the card, and they want to be part of the replay. Because then you remember Saddam Ali and Lima Smith is following the replay for the rematch, whatever this pay-per-view going to be. So they want to be a part of it. Nobody beats Floyd from 130 to 140. Maybe Shane. I think he probably would beat Shane. Maybe Roberto Duran. Maybe a Chavez Jr. There may be the three I can think of off top. Potentially maybe a Terrence Crawford if his career goes a different way. Goes the same way it's going. But I think those are the main three I could think of. I think Floyd would have got Costa Zoo. I think it's hard to think. Chavez Sr. would have been a good fight, I believe. I really do. I'm not saying it would have been sucker punch. Oh, you talking about sucker punch? Victor Ortiz had that shit coming. Victor Ortiz was playing dirty. He deserved that shit. Yeah, prior to guy. Yeah, I'm going to step back. I'm going to do some more videos on my other channel. I'm going to come back with some more videos for this channel. We're going to end up probably going live again. Yep. Probably I'll do live streaming. I'm going to check in this Set TV thing and see what's going on. Do you think Hearn got the WBO, the ornament? No, the thing about the Povetkin thing, Povetkin was going to be the WBO and the WBA mandatory. But remember, unification class, Trump mandatories, they could work out a deal if they really want to fight. Wilder. Duran Chavez can't beat boxers. You could say that, but they both was good fighters. You know, both had good powers, good left hook, good pressure. Duran was an excellent fighter. Duran was a different beast at 135. Duran and Shane Mosley was that deal at 35. That's the real fight I want to see. Nicholas Walters was supposed to come back on Crawford and Dongo undercard. He pulled out with a fever and heard about him since. I got a Detroit sports channel. It's just a basic Detroit sports channel for all Detroit. I do Lions, and I ain't really gotten into hockey and baseball. Lions and Pistons, basically. It's called Motor City Sports Talk. Do you believe? But follow the Boston Clinic page on Facebook. I do some different stuff there. Do you believe Prime Mike Tyson beats Larry Holmes? I don't know. That jab would have been an issue. It would have been a good fight. He beat the old ass Larry Holmes though. Real talk. Who you think comes out on top? Ray Leonard, Pryor, Floyd, Pat. Probably Ray Leonard. Or Floyd. It'd be between Ray and Floyd. Ray was a big fucking 47 though. If I had to give you an order, it'd be between Leonard, Floyd, Pryor, and Pacquiao. Pacquiao, good fighter. Really, really good. Pryor and Pacquiao, that's one fantasy fight I ain't fucking seen before. That's one I'm gonna ask that one. Pacquiao and fucking and Pryor, that's an excellent fight. Ray Leonard was that deal. You know, my grandma never watched boxing unless Ray Leonard was on, according to her. Who wins? Hearns versus Mayweather. He was another big motherfucker too. That's a good fight. Maybe. I don't know, man. I never seen Floyd versus an opponent that tall. I had to go with Hearns. But I think Floyd can do some things. Versus Leonard. You know, he could take away the jab and the right hand. You know, Floyd really ain't never been pressed to reach his potential. You know, not in his prime. And you remember Floyd wasn't prime at 147. In my opinion, he wasn't at his best at 47. So, you know, he just wasn't. He was still younger versus versus Ricky and Marquez, but he was at his best at 35, 30, and 40, I think. Yeah, Hearn might kill Pac-Man, but Pac-Man, he fast. He's smart. He underrated. He'll survive for a while. Hearn will survive versus Pac-Man for a while. Pac-Man will survive versus Hearn for a while. Pac-Man versus Trinidad. He was just small. People don't understand how small Floyd and Pacquiao actually was. People don't understand how small Pacquiao was. Sugar Ray Leonard lost to Marvin Hagler. I'm still pissed about that. Yeah, I think that too. I watched that fight a whole bunch. From time to time, I watched John Beast Mugabe and Hagler and Ray Leonard. They're the ones I watch. Floyd, underguard against Corrales. Yeah, he was. Remember, he was reverse Corrales. He was saying he doing this for all for domestic violence because Corrales had domestic violence and shit. He was rational, told he doing this for all the women. What you ready to go? Ready to go, boy? Yeah, he ready to go. Sit down. Hearn outboxed Hagler until, yeah, he got gassed out. Yep. What's up with casual boxing talk? I don't know, man. I just unsubscribe from that guy. I'm a big fan of Floyd, but he can't really, call any top black fighters resume. Yeah, he don't have a lot of black fighters on the resume. That's factual. Corley, Zab, Shane, but he did call Shane out when he was younger. But Shane took the money versus Oscar. You can't be mad. I was a kid watching it live. My parents ordered it on pay-per-view. Yeah, I watched that fight from time. That shit was sad. He made Hagler wait all the time. He still got robbed. Sit down, sir. Sit down. There you go. We about to go. Oh yeah, I got shit. My dad just had some more puppies too. I'm about to go sell one to the guy across the street. Yep, he's a Labrador Terrier, Labrador Pit, whatever you want to call it. I call him Labrador Terrier. So I go groom him. Oh, he got a pit coming. He got a pit coming. We ain't gonna watch your pit. That's how they be. Pits get a bad rap, man. They not that bad, man. It takes on the personality of the owner and how you train them. Actually, he has a lab appetite. Them motherfuckers eat anything. He eating the carpet fresh off my carpet right now. Fighter was always, women. Yeah, true. Carlos Mazone. I forgot about that. He damn sure called Shane out for years. Yep. Shane took the money though versus Oscar. I ain't mad at him. If Hearns catches you with that sharp jab, also if you catch Hearn on the jab, he on the jaw, he out of there. So Pacquiao got the power to put Hearns out too, but can he reach Hearn's jaw? So I agree with you. Yeah, Hearn. But we gonna log off. I'm gonna come back and do some more videos later on today. I gotta go pick up some puppies and sell them. We gone.